What is going on YouTube? How are you guys doing? It is 4:30 right now. Basically, I had a shift and long story short, left an hour early to catch enough light. We're going to the Rouge. We got Kiro. Going to get some sick spots. Look at, oh, just because the snow. Look at it, dude. It's everywhere, my guy. The forest, let's get it. And alright, that is the end of the B-roll clip. Hope you digged it. This is gonna be kind of sketchy, but I see a nice trail going down there. So let's go down there, snag some photos, and maybe see if we can get a closer look. Okay. Yo, this is actually what you gotta do. Kiro! Yeah, Kiro, you know the way. Yeah, you show me, dude. So something I try to look out for when doing outdoor photography is something called leading lines, right? So lines that lead your eyes towards something, so trails and paths, that's huge, right? So with the path going down this way, the trees creating the path, even this right here almost all adding towards that. Maybe if you can get like a person or a dog or someone just walking down that, it's very pleasing to the eye, right? Because we don't have to hunt to like, where are we looking? The leading lines literally direct our eyes, boom, there's the person, there's Kiro, kabang, done. All right. Here we go. Now, zoom lenses can be great for this and wide angles. I say zooms because look at Kira way down there, right? This is actually a good example. Look at that, perfect, right? She's way down there with the leading lines of the trees. Now, with a wide angle, I can get that, but that's gonna get in a lot of this fluff around here, where if I got a zoom lens, which I'm gonna put on if she doesn't move, it's just the trees and Kiro, so it's just like a defined path. So if you can get a zoom lens just to get out a lot of like crap that you don't want, I recommend getting one. All right, heading back up. That goes deep, way down there. Here's something in her mouth. All right, let's head back home. Good morning, guys. It's the next day. What is up? Look how beautiful the snow is. Holy, like we thought yesterday was a lot. My gosh. So we're definitely gonna go to a new forest, one I haven't been to. But before I do that, I wanna show you guys my camera bags. All right, so we got two camera bags. We have my big boy, which is my Alpha Pro, and we have my smaller one, which is my simple camera bag. I believe you need both, all right? Well, that's just me. I think you should have two. And the reason for that is because they both play different roles. This one is again, my big one. It can hold a tripod. It can hold all of my lenses, my camera, all things like drones, batteries, ND filters, and it has 3 compartments here and a laptop holder right back here. Great for outdoor adventure shooting when I'm out the whole day or backpacking or something traveling like Iceland. Then we have a smaller, more simple camera bag. This one can hold less, it's lighter, and it's more casual. So this is like my vlogging or day trip stuff, right? Just something more casual. Because pulling up in this guy, going to like Starbucks, just is a bit intimidating. But for the forest, we're taking the Alpha Pro. Let's get coffee. Yes. Okay, here, hold up. Hold up, fam. Got the combats. Ooh, this one's smushed. Always, always, always double knot. Double knot your shoes, your combats, because the last thing you want to do is when you're out in the trail, when it's snowy and the snow's up to here, you know you can feel your shoes untied, and you now have to tie it with gloves on. That is not fun. Your fingers are cold. You won't be able to do it. Double knot them, always. Whew! All right, we got Kiro. We got me, we got the snow. Okay, I'm going. All right, so I know I need, for this little shoot, I'm going to need my 50mm prime. This is the really bokeh lens. And my zoom, my 55 to 250. This is to get those zoom shots like, you know, wildlife, birds, things I wouldn't be able to get otherwise. So I'm gonna put NDs on this one at least. Keep that aperture nice and low. Also another tip, if you guys can get a coat where you can put lenses in your pockets, the best thing. Look, ready? Uno. Dos. I can switch them back and forth like I'm playing a game or something, but it works. Alright, once everything is checked, gloves, ND filters, everything, now commence the B-roll. Guys, so I actually took a photo I actually really like, and man, this is crazy. You know, I spoke about those leading lines earlier, right? So look at this, like it's a perfect path full of trees shooting up, and your focal point, your subject, hero, right in the middle, right? Look at this. Look at that. Perfect path, hero right there. So nice here. This is great. So next little shoot or spot is right here, right? We got Kira walking along this path, and we have this creating almost a frame, right? So what I'll usually do is I'll look for things that can frame something. So this tree here, and with that is framing the pathway, right? For Kiro. So this is framing everything for the path for Kiro. So when I get the shot, it's using framing and leading lines to direct your eyes to the path where Kiro is. It's so good to have a dog, man. If you guys shoot, go get a dog or shoot with someone. It's so nice to have a subject. It's just easier. And that is the end of the path. So we're gonna head back. Getting kind of cold now. I'll see you guys back at home. Good morning, dudes. It's the next day. So, was just editing up the majority of the photos, and I thought, yo, I'm gonna edit up one or two here in Lightroom with you guys, kind of show you the whole process of how I edit them from start to finish. So, let's hop on over to Lightroom. What is up? Here we are in Lightroom right now, and I edited up, you can see about 20 of the photos prior to the two I'm gonna do right now, and I saved the last two for now. So, guys, my thing real quick is, I get my joy and excitement from being outdoors, from the photography, outdoors, the adventure, the exploring, not so much by sitting behind a computer and editing. So with that said, my edits are very minimal, and I also prefer them that way. If you can see just by looking at one of these guys here, the one just editing here, I do not like very bright, vibrant colors. My look are very earthy tones, very desaturated, moody, raw, almost like organic tones. Like here's a before, right? Boom, after. Before, after, right? I'm a sucker for composition, and I believe that the majority of the photos should come from in camera, how you shoot the photo. So you can see, look at that, boom, boom. There's really no difference. It's just brightening it up, a bit of contrast, a bit of grain, crushing the blacks, giving it a bit more of a mood sort of look, right? All right, we got that out of the way. Let's get to these two photos. All right, so I start at the bottom, work my way up. I'm not gonna explain what everything does too much because this voiceover will be like 20 minutes. So let's get some grain going first off. Bring that to about 20 to 30%. Give it more of that mood style, like I said before. Let's get the size up to about 30 as well, just so we can make those grain balls, whatever you want to call them, a little bit bigger. Go up to enable profile corrections. Look at the vignette. All right. So gone. Boom. Right. So I do that about 50%. I don't want a huge vignette on any of my images. I also don't want it too bare, right? Too white. So let's go up to sharpness. I do like fairly sharp photos, not too sharp, but I just don't want super fuzzy photos. Now let's move up. I really don't touch the HSL tab again. That's if you're, like I said before, changing a lot of the hues. You want bright colors. You want to manipulate the colors. For me, I like things raw. I like things, again, more desaturated, more moody, more true to tone, if that makes sense, how I shot it in camera. Let's go to the tone curve. I create an S curve, which is crushing the blacks, bring that up about 5, get a bit of that faded look. You can see the blacks are getting a bit crushed, right? And then here I will clip the highlights or the whites to make them not so white. That's why I edit on a white background, so they're not white, they stand out, right? You don't want it to mesh in or to blend in with the white background because it doesn't look like a solid photo, right? Now let's move up here to the actual contrast. Let's get this. Let's bring the blacks down about 20%, we'll say. Bring the whites up about 20. Get a nice contrast there. Shadows, the trees here are a little too dark, so let's just bring that guy up. And yeah, and highlights. they're not too bad. Bring that down a little bit. All right, so we got that. Boom. Now let's add in a bit more contrast. Maybe about 20% or so. I really like high contrast images. I want the whites and blacks to stand out. And I always shoot, if you notice, this photo's underexposed. Why is that? That is because I can keep all the detail in the blacks and the shadows if it's underexposed, right? If a photo, as an example, I'm just gonna overexpose this. Let's say I shot it like this, okay? So many of the shadows and blacks are now killed. Like, you can't really get them back. They're gone now. You literally fried them off. Or if I can shoot a little underexposed, I can keep all those rich blacks and details and then just merely bring up the shadows, right? If they're too strong. So again, let's bring that to about like 20, 30. Okay, so we got our contrast. We got everything there. Now, time to bring up the exposure a little bit, right? Because I shoot underexposed. So maybe about, yeah, 20% looks good to me. Let's check this out before and after. Before, after, before, after, before, after. The highlights are a little strong. We can bring that down a little bit, but that is pretty much it. That's more or less my editing process right there. I might crush the blacks a little bit more, get a bit more of that fade look. Yeah, that's it. All right, I might tweak that later, but let's now go on to image number 2. And now here's a little trick for you guys. When doing photos in batch, right, you can see these two photos here, they're very similar, right? These two photos are very similar. What I usually do to save time is just copy this preset, right? So copy everything here I did to this photo and literally just bang it on over to this guy. Of course, you're gonna have to readjust some things, but you know, it saves you time. So look, bang, it's gonna be too dark, I can tell. Yep. So now what we're gonna do is bring up the shadows a bit more and the exposure, maybe about 50. Yeah, about 55. Contrast is looking really solid. The whites and the blacks are standing out. I can bring up the whites a bit more, want them a bit more vibrant looking. Yeah, and maybe, you know what, I can clip the whites a bit, right? They're a bit strong, the highlights, so I can clip those. Actually, 92 is pretty good. Yeah, we'll bring that to about that. And that's pretty much it, like right there. It's that simple. That's how I edit. Very minimal editing styles. And yes, I might tweak this up a little bit more, but that is it. So yeah, let's bring that up. Maybe that. Yeah, I will see you guys back in my room. Peace. All right, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys learned a thing or two from this outdoor winter vlog-torial. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like it or learned something, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe. What is up? My name is David Hammond. I make vlogs on outdoor photography, travel, and lifestyle. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching again. Much love. See you in the next one. Peace.